What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for
Oh,
you.
nice. Oh,
I'm
thank you.
grateful for the house that keeps us out of the cold. I'm grateful
It
for
is cold.
definitely the mics. I'm grateful for sharing our life. I just feel
Wow.
it's a good thing.
I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for my sweatshirt. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for my toothbrush. I'm grateful for the burger that you gave me today.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that intro, that theme song that we have.
Definitely it was awesome. Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode of Plantspiration Unplugged. We're John and Stephanie Ignafo, founders of Plantspiration, that we started to help people go a whole food, plant-based lifestyle and save some animals and get healthy and help the planet out too.
Wow. I'm loving it.
Heck yeah.
Like you said, people know us for losing 250 pounds as a family,
Hmm.
reversing a slew of chronic diseases, and now we're reaching and teaching people how to get healthy too.
Hmm.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. You don't want to miss any of these awesome podcasts that we've been dropping, like today's episode, which is going to be about our 12-year anniversary,
Yeah, wow, right?
how resolutions don't usually work out.
Yeah,
And for the last 12 years, we've been crushing different stuff because we haven't been dieting.
yeah, definitely.
This podcast is brought to you by Myers, by the way. Thank you, Myers, for our smoothies that
Yeah,
fuel us up every day and
okay.
all the plants we eat. And actually, I shop at Myers and Aldi this week for this week's class
Hmm.
that I teach on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
What a week!
we crushed it. We
What a week!
crushed it. That class was awesome because
Some
we put out our own class, Eat Your Plants Off.
That's right. We started our own, 300 and something Food for Life classes later
Hmm.
that we've taught.
Hmm.
We continue to learn from the top in the field of plant-based nutrition, conferences, courses, plant-based nutrition expert, and we've been working a long time with people through our lifestyle medicine approach program, teaching
Hmm.
people how to change your diet and lifestyle, change your life, prevent and reverse disease. It's not just about the food, but it's
Right.
about many things. And I
Yeah.
think we've really it
Hmm.
so we started these Eat Your Plants Off classes. I mean, I trademarked it a couple years ago. I had in mind what we were going to do, how we were going to do it. But everything takes a little time. It just didn't happen overnight. You have a resolution and it's like, boom, you expect it to be done.
Definitely, definitely. It's a lot. I mean, you got to just really stay up on your resolutions are like tough to, it's easy to say something, but to really follow through and really take it to heart, like I'm gonna do this. A lot of people crash, and it's like studies have been like by January 19th,
It's over.
most resolutions are over with. Yeah.
Well, we know how that is. How many
Yeah.
times have we gone through resolutions?
A lot. A
I
lot.
used to, I even think I encouraged years and years and years ago that we write down our resolutions when the kids were little. Like we,
Right.
we encouraged, like, what do you want to have happen this year?
Yeah.
I mean, we should have been saying, like, let's have goals, but we just thought, oh, the first of the year, we're going to start. Well, first of all, you can start anytime.
Yeah. It
Don't
doesn't
worry if
need to
it's
be New
today.
Year's,
Yeah, don't worry if you just got this and you're
Hmm.
like, what today? Now's the time to start anything. It's just that we really started understanding and learning better how to break it down and to make it happen from
Yeah.
just where we started,
I
first of
mean,
all,
yeah, can you believe where we started? I mean, we first met.
100 years ago.
Yeah. I don't even know how many years ago. I don't know if I want to say. I
Say it.
couldn't even calculate it.
It was 1985.
Wow.
Was it 85?
Yeah, I think it was 86. I was out of high school for,
I'm
yeah.
proud to be
Yeah.
53.
Yeah, yeah,
I am
definitely.
proud to be. I wouldn't have said that 12 years
Yeah.
ago. Like
No.
I wouldn't be the 53 I am
My
today.
gosh.
It's kind of freaky, right?
Yeah. I was just thinking, your friend, your girlfriend in school was my buddy's girlfriend,
That's
so
right.
yeah.
That's
Hey, you
right.
gotta come over, you gotta come over, I was just doing my normal, hey, I'm gonna run over
We
and
went to the
visit
same
my
high
friends.
school.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
went to the same high school. So people connected us. Oh,
Hmm.
you should meet John. Well, I wasn't allowed to date. I wasn't allowed to leave the house. I really
No.
wasn't allowed to do anything. So,
Yeah, I don't even know how you even got there because
do
it's
you want
like
me to be
a
honest?
different town. Would you take a cab?
I did have, no, actually, she drove me home from school. Like we were at school, we were in
Oh,
school
I got
together,
you.
and she drove me home, but I did have to, I had to lie a little bit.
It's a little
I
fib.
had to do a little fibbing, I wasn't allowed. So I just said I'm going over to her house, which
Yeah.
wasn't a lie.
No, you weren't.
I just said that her mom was there, which there
Okay, that might have been
that was
a little
I
stretch.
actually so I didn't lie. I actually just kept that part out. That's
Yeah.
what we did.
Right, right. No
I didn't
doubt.
ever want to get in trouble. You know what I mean? That's me. I
Well,
don't
I
want.
know, and I was just going over to just to visit my buddy, just to
That
hang
was a
out. I didn't even know there was a surprise there waiting for me.
I'm actually getting excited thinking about going back and thinking of that moment. That's right. It was a long time ago, but
I
I s-
know. Well, I knock on the door like, hey, over at his apartment, and then
I was
the
waiting for
door
you.
opens and you get shoved out in the
Yes, you pushed
hallway
me out in the hallway.
and then shut the
I
door.
was
It's
like, oh
like,
my gosh. Like I didn't have boyfriends, this was like all new to me. And I was like,
yeah.
hi, what sign are you?
I was like,
That's
oh,
what I said.
I know. It's like,
That's what
stop sign. No.
no,
I was like, what? I'm a tourist. Like, I mean, first,
a
I
tourist.
did know
It
you
just
were,
sounded like you said a tourist.
yeah,
I was like,
like
where
I'm
you?
a tourist.
No,
I'm a tourist.
you said I'm a Taurus, and I said
Hmm.
I'm a Taurus. And
Yeah.
then we did exactly like this, where we
And it
just
was
look at
like,
each other like,
well,
what?
when's your
Did she tell
birthday?
you?
Yeah, right. When's your birthday?
May 15th.
I'm like, my birthday's May 15th.
I said, no, it's not.
I'm like, yeah, I'll show you my license. Show me yours.
I don't have one.
And you're like, I'm still riding a bicycle.
That is true. I was riding my bike up to your house.
The same damn day. The same day.
It was.
Yep, yep.
Well,
Our birthdays are on the
on the
same
same
day.
day.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy. Did
Wow.
we have goals then, do you think?
I did,
We
but I
did.
didn't really think about it as goals. It was just stuff I wanted to do or get or whatever. I didn't really think about the goal, the process. I mean, really similar to resolutions and or any goals. You got to set your mind to it and have a path, you
But
know.
but that's a really well thought out. Got to set your mind to it. You got to have a
I know.
path.
Well,
Like
that's how it is now,
it's not really
40
what
years later.
it was like. We'll just start a goal to lose weight every year. I mean, most people I know are
Hmm.
starting that goal right now. It's
Hmm.
the biggest industry of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I have to make sure I get my kale order in early because kale is getting sold at like 2 or 3 times the rate right now than
Yeah.
usual, I
It's
found out.
because we're talking about kale a lot because it's amazing. You can
It
do a lot
is
of good
amazing.
stuff with it and it's good for you and tastes great.
We're going to be talking about how to make kale this week. Kale, yeah. Kale is blowing off the shelves right now. Everybody's getting healthy, wanting to get healthy, and
Right,
I'm,
right.
but
Hmm.
it's not going to last. Usually, it's not going to last. We're not trying to tell people
No,
like, dude,
we're
you're not
not
going to make
saying
it.
don't have a resolution. We're saying
We want to make it
let's
stick.
make it, yeah, let's
We
make
want
it
to make
stick.
it stick. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Well, because statistically, most resolutions fail. They don't
Yeah,
work out,
3 weeks usually.
but this does.
Or goals all during a year. I mean, seriously, it's like just that you get like a few weeks of really, yeah, I'm gonna go work out. It could be June,
That's not
it
how we
just
started off
it
this,
doesn't
though.
matter.
It
No,
wasn't a resolution, but it was
no.
January 7th.
It was 12 years ago yesterday. I was you brought me home after a wrist surgery and it was just like, oh wow. Like we just we like faced this. We were at a crossroads here. Like
I
we
don't
got to
even
do
think it was a
something.
crossroad. Yeah, it
Well,
was like we're gonna die.
it
We're
was a
gonna.
fork in the road. One end you could see the dead end. So you're like, okay, we got to go this
I
way.
was in really bad shape with my health. I know we've
Hmm.
talked about this
Yeah.
before, but it was shocking.
Hmm.
I went to the doctor probably every week. I had just had like pancreatitis,
Hmm.
dealing with pancreatic attacks. I did that thing where they had to like cut the bile duct for goodness sake in me.
Jeez.
I was having all these acid reflux problems, practically sleeping, standing up wasn't helping.
Yeah, right.
I lived on Tums for as long as I could remember, probably the age of 21. I should have taken out stock in Tums and stool softeners.
Hmm.
Every brand you could imagine. I thought that was part of taking vitamins.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I see. Look, and then you see it on commercial all day long.
Yeah, it looks like part of everybody's regimen.
And when I would start something, I usually would go 100%. I'm going 100%. I'm giving it my all. I'm doing everything. And it was year after year. I mean, Weight Watchers is blowing up right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were doing Slim Fast, Diet Center,
All of them, they
starvation,
love
everything,
January.
keto, beach body. What else did that turn into too?
What? I mean, it's
Keto.
turned into, yeah, keto. That,
Those are the doctors at those conventions that are shocked.
yeah,
They've been taught to teach people
it's
to tell
crazy.
people to do keto. They've been taught and it's been recommended to do keto.
Without even, they don't know the effects of it. They
Well,
say, oh, you lose weight from it. They
true.
haven't really looked at the research of what the keto does to your body,
We
what it
have.
does to your arteries.
I mean, I even took a course on keto, the
For
good, the bad,
sure.
the ugly,
Hmm.
on how bad it is. It increases all cause mortality.
Yeah.
First of all, I mean, sure, you can lose weight doing it. And like I said, you can lose weight doing cocaine.
Hmm.
That doesn't make it healthy.
That's right.
We learned there's a better way to get healthy, and there's a better, we love not dieting. We're eating our plants off. We start our program this week, the Eat Your Plants Off classes, and we're off to a bang teaching people how to eat French fries and cheese fries and burgers. And now look at the group, they're blowing up. By the way, we can't not talk about the amazing Plantspiration community that
I'm
has been
telling you,
built.
that community is really good. It
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 it's why
just
we started this. It is because of them.
it is.
We were like, you know what? We're going to show you that everything isn't easy, but if we go and take these steps and we break it down and we make these goals and we make them realistic and we focus on the things, I practice what I teach.
Yeah.
I said, we're just going to do a podcast
Yep.
and it's going to go to the top, which by the way, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
We're climbing. It's not going to happen overnight.
No, it's not, but it's amazing. I love hearing the feedback. People are really digging it, and
Well, I want
exactly.
to inspire them. If you just set your mind to something, that's one thing,
Hmm.
but sometimes we bite off more than we can chew or it becomes overwhelming. What
Yeah.
what were we talking about this week about why resolutions don't work?
Well,
It's a lot of things.
yeah, I mean, really, why they don't work. It's a lot of I don't have my notes in front of me, but it's just a lot of you gotta have you gotta set your intention. I mean, it can't be like too overly, you know, like or too generic. Like I want to get healthy, or
Exactly.
I want to get healthy and save
It's
money.
too it's not narrowed down to specific
Right,
things is
right.
what it is. Um wow, 12 years vegan, still didn't die of protein
Seriously.
deficiency.
No?
We went through a lot of learning how to get this down, learning how to not just ourself, how
Hmm.
to nourish, but just teaching other people how to do it. You don't have those notes? Look for them really quick because that was really great stuff that you had.
Yeah.
We're learning to get notes, by the way. Again, it's like transparency here is everything doesn't have to be perfect. You're witnessing it right now. We're not going to start over. We're not going to edit it. We're not going to do things happen. Now, some people might give up and be like, you know what, start it over, or the mood's going to get,
Hmm.
dimmed. I don't roll like that. I have learned the resilience and the resistance of you're just going to keep on going and we're going to learn from these mistakes. So, kind of the podcast
It
was
kind of reminds me of Chevy Chase. That's how you vacation. We're getting to Wally World.
I am Clark Griswold. I am. In the face of what he went through to get to that vacation is
Mhm.
exactly what we're talking about with the visualization.
Right.
Look in the way that he planned it out. Remember in the beginning, he is just like planning it. And right from the beginning, the kid is like taking the Pac-Man and eating his plans. He's got the car, he's got everything ready. We didn't start like that when we made this transition. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I went out and got all the plants
Oh
and I was
yeah.
like, this is what we're gonna do. It was the same thing, and the same thing happened as obstacles got in the way.
Right.
The family immediately. Oh,
Mm.
that's not healthy for you. The pediatrician.
Everything, yeah,
It wasn't just
everybody
the
was hitting
family.
us
Like I
up.
just summed that up into everybody is what I meant, but everybody
Friends,
around us,
family,
friends, family. Yeah.
doctors, everybody, a lot of people you talk to.
Well, what it was is like, within the group, it is a big, giant factor. in the Saturday support group
Well,
this
yeah,
week.
definitely, because what we learned right off the bat, there's like no support.
None. There really isn't. And as much as your family loves you and as much as they want to support you and help you lose weight and help you get
Hmm.
healthy, for some reason, when you say you're going plant-based, it seems to bring out the most, you know, um, confrontational stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
right.
all of a sudden, everybody becomes an expert. And I know that this isn't the first time you've heard it, but the minute you say you've gone plant-based, immediately people will start questioning. And I'm not saying because it just happened to me, it happens notoriously to
Right. Oh,
people.
yeah.
Where do you get your protein or where are you going to get your calcium? There's more behind it why people do that. The
Hmm.
point is, they do it and it can be very distracting and it can make you fall off and not
That's right. That's right.
there's so much information, the misinformation, the analysis paralysis, and there's where if you don't have those specific goals, and I'm going to go at the over at the end, my 7 tips
Oh,
that
yeah.
I've created from years and years of working with people and helping them
They're
crush their goals.
they're awesome.
My 7 tips,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It really helps. It
everybody's
really
using them.
sums it up. I mean, it's just
These are
quickly.
the 7 tips that lead to success. And I don't just talk about them, I practice them, we
Hmm.
get them down. But there's many ways that I realize resolutions don't work or why people start things and they fail. They beat themselves up when things go wrong.
Yep, for sure. I mean, they're just like thinking it's got to be perfect, you know?
Mm.
A lot of things like that. Like it's got to be.
Do you know how that is? Have you ever had that happen?
Well, yeah. Yes, I have.
I'd love to hear an example.
Well, just thinking
Please.
something's got to be right. I'm working on something. I mean, I don't know specifically, but working on a project and or something I'm trying to build, and it's like, you know what, this is not going to work. A little fixture, a little something. I got, I'm going to put a motor on it or this or that. And sometimes, you got to just start at the beginning, and that's okay. Sometimes you got to
It
restart.
happens. Sometimes you got to restart.
But it's not like, oh, I threw everything out. You can't just trash your whole idea. I mean, you can't really beat yourself up for little things.
We
I
see that
mean,
a lot.
I can relate
Let's
that to food. Like if I always go back to food because something everybody does. So
We
it's
have
easy
to
to
be the
relate.
food. We have to live off of the food. We have to eat the food. We have to
Hmm.
go into the grocery store with the food. You know, don't lose track of what you're talking about because I'm getting excited. This is what I mean. Just when you go to start this goal, you've got this plan. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do this. But a lot of people don't realize they have to have, well, of course, now I'm losing my words. They have to have a plan for when things don't go right.
Right.
When you
Exactly.
go into the grocery store and all of a sudden you smell the stuff that they
Mm.
purposely
Oh
pipe
yeah.
in
Yeah.
to get you to buy a Subway, a pizza,
Uh-huh.
stuff at their deli. Like, not only is
The bakery, come on.
you got
Well.
in here, you've got these goals and they're awesome, but
Hmm.
you're usually not prepared for the obstacles coming. I mean, they're coming your way. The marketing on TV all day long.
Hmm.
People are wanting you to manifest pills for goodness sakes. Look at the amount of pill commercials there are.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. When we were doing our vision board and going through the books, I was blown away by how much stuff is even in like
Any any
vitamins that,
magazine,
yeah, there's just
really.
so much
But people need to, it's while you're creating
trying.
your plan, you got to like anticipate the setbacks. What could knock you off your track, you know?
Exactly. And that's usually what people don't have in place of like, what's going to happen when I go to that, dinner tomorrow night or that
Yeah.
wedding or I have to travel or
Yeah.
when my family's telling me, what are you eating all those potatoes for? They're going to make you gain weight.
Yeah.
There is obstacles coming all the way. But we just went through a whole Saturday support group where people were
Yeah. People are
crushing
crushing
it.
it for
It
sure.
just gets me excited.
It does.
It started off with not only just one idea of a kid saying we should go vegan and me saying that's ridiculous,
Yeah.
that's not going to be a good idea, to we ended up doing it.
For sure.
And then we ended up learning how to do it really healthy.
Definitely. Well, that was the whole thing. It was like, it wasn't like I'm just like, well, I'm going to go along with her. I was like
No, you were in
ready
it.
for change. Like what I've been doing,
You were
it hasn't
sick.
been working. Yeah. Like I just been feeling like crap and I knew I had to completely change. what I was doing.
Do you think that when we were sitting in that moment that we were like, we got to change everything?
No, I didn't even, I just knew
We didn't just change our food, by the
I
way.
gotta put proper fuel in. And after that happened, I mean, we took a lot, you know.
We cut out a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
at once. We
Mm-hmm.
cut out the caffeine. We cut out alcohol, which we don't
Yeah.
talk enough about.
Yeah.
We were, I guess, alcoholics. We were
I guess.
drinking. We say it, I guess, because
Dude, I don't
we don't
know.
even want to admit it, is what it is,
Yeah.
because it just seems so
I don't
normalized.
know. I haven't really looked at
How
how
much?
many drinks per week puts you in that category,
Well,
whatever.
first
I
of
don't
all,
like putting labels on stuff, but yeah, I was thirsty.
what I would say is even the Surgeon General finally is wanting to put warning labels on alcohol
Oh
because
yeah.
there's no safe amount of alcohol consumption, first of all.
No.
So we were really pushing our limits times 10,000. How big are the bottles of those Tito's we were drinking?
And that was like we would get a new half gallon for the weekend, and then by Tuesday,
We
I'm
were
getting
getting
another
two.
one,
We were
and then
drinking a
that would be
gallon.
gone by the weekend. So a gallon a week.
We were drinking a gallon of Tito's vodka a week.
This is not brought to you by Tito's.
This is not. And we were functioning. We worked,
Sure.
everything was still going great. I cooked dinner every day, but, and then I wondered why I was so sick, having
Hmm.
pancreatitis, couldn't walk around, facing double knee replacements, suffered from migraines,
Yeah.
high blood pressure, failing my stress test. I mean, and then all of a sudden to, hey, we're just going to stop drinking, stop eating any dairy, meat, cheese, egg,
Hmm.
and
Fish.
fish, and we're not going to do caffeine.
No.
I was sick day
Yeah.
one. By
Now,
the way,
I do have a tea now. I do have some caffeine, but
I
it's
threw up the
green tea.
first day.
Oh, that first day was
I
something.
wasn't thinking about anything else except for just get me through to the next day. And I don't know why I'm sharing all this except to say I was determined.
Yeah.
I was
Hmm.
so sick of being sick. I was so sick of watching us go through all the surgeries. I
Yeah.
was sick of watching my kids be miserable. I was so sick of it. I wanted to do something different. So I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I did. And then I thought, we got to tell everybody.
Yeah.
And that's how this started. Started a nonprofit. And what do you know? The same tools I used to lose the weight and keep it off were like the same concept I continued to use to grow the
Well,
business.
right. It was like, I mean, even before the business started, it was just, okay, we're doing this. We did it. We're feeling great. Then it was like, okay, education time. How come?
Because
Why do we
nobody
feel
knew.
great?
Oh,
How come we don't know about it? I mean, you just went, I mean, if I could
into
say,
an
you went balls out at getting educated on all of this.
thank you.
And it helped not just our family, even more. But then it was like, all right, now I really need to help the whole world, as much as I possibly can. Anybody that wants to listen
Well, and
would
that's,
would learn
and I'm so
something.
empathetic to everybody who's dealing
Hmm.
with family members and friends. And to the family members and friends, I love you too.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
know that your intention, your sole intention is to be, helping your loved one who wants
Hmm.
to lose weight and feel great. But, unless you're helping people reverse disease or teaching people
Hmm.
how to prevent and reverse disease and have taken about 10,000 hours of nutrition education,
Hmm.
just be open minded enough to know right
Yeah.
now the evidence is out that the only diet known to reverse heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancers, prevent
Hmm.
this stuff,
Hmm.
and lose weight is a whole food plant based diet and lifestyle.
That's right.
I love your family. I love your friends. I love everybody who's given their 2 cents, but let's stick with what the research says
Hmm.
and how to do it.
That's right.
I am grateful to not be dieting for 12 years.
This has been great. This has been great.
Day one, we taught people how to eat your plants off. How come I say I don't have to count calories? How come I'm not measuring? How come I'm not counting points? And how come I'm eating so much pasta, potatoes, and everything else?
It's
Most
awesome.
people don't know is what drove me to make
Hmm.
Plantspiration. I We gathered up all the years of what we were doing,
Yeah.
educated myself to the max, and continue to. Now you're
Sure.
involved in
Sure.
all of it
Yep.
too. Like
Yep.
now he goes to the conferences with me
For sure.
because we just want to show people that this can be done, but it's going to take a little work. And we've been through it
Yeah.
and we're regular people.
I mean, you got to feed yourself. You might as well try to use, better fuel. get
Well,
better results.
and you bring up a good point. You got to feed yourself. We're still facing all this stuff. A lot of people
Yeah,
start programs or, 21-day
man.
programs are going strong right now. And I love all that.
Yeah, you will never see
You can even
our
go away.
21-day program at a special reduced price. No, it's not.
It's not like that. It's
This is what you need to do for,
forever,
yeah,
to maintain it and to learn how to keep getting better at it, basically. Um, People have even gone away and you can get healthy and you can go to these retreats and you can do
right,
all this
right.
amazing stuff. But a lot of people come into Plantspiration and they say things like, I got home and it was the same
It
stuff,
was like, yeah,
the
I
same
still
family,
did.
the same food in the store, the same
Same
obstacles,
issues, yeah, the same
same
obstacles.
issues. We like even people who know that this works and they've been successful, they come in just for the support system that comes with Plantspiration.
Exactly.
So
That
they're
was,
learning,
yeah,
they're getting the support system down, and we're constantly sharing our story of why this works for us and how we've made it work
yeah,
and transparent about it. Like right here, we're going to
definitely.
keep making it work. Speaking of, for our 12-year anniversary,
Mhm.
we started this year a little bit different since we haven't been doing resolutions.
Right.
I said, let's do a vision board. We
Yeah.
talked about it last week, what we were going to do, and look at the vision board we've got today. Let me ask
Heck
you
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
What would your vision board have looked like 12 years ago?
Oh, I like before knowing any of
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
that I don't know. I mean, geez, I,
I don't think we knew how to make goals.
exactly. I'm like, it would
We
be a
wouldn't be
blank
having
poster
this
board.
stuff in front of us. So I laid out right here, by the way, our vision
Hmm.
boards. We thought maybe we would share with you guys, because
Yeah,
some people mentioned
we'll look at him.
in the group, this was one of the recommendations for one of my coaching lives. I said that
Yeah.
vision boards are very effective in helping people see their goal,
Hmm.
kind of like the vacation movie
Definitely.
with Clark Griswold. He had that vision, he had that map, he had that itinerary, he had that plan, he had the determination.
Yeah.
I can relate.
Hmm.
So I'm looking at the vision board here. And first of all, I'm impressed with your vision board. I am
Really?
super impressed. I'm going to just tell them the first thing he's got on there is how to thrive. This,
Yeah.
again, this is not the guy I married, but
In
this is the guy, yeah,
2025.
thrive in 2025. That is attractive. I just have to let you know to see that you're putting things down like more mindfulness,
Oh yeah.
more change, because who doesn't want, I always say, if it doesn't evolve you, it doesn't involve you.
Hmm.
And your whole board is like family,
Hmm.
working out, making that picture, because we
Hmm.
have a full gym downstairs, but we too need to
Yeah, I
set
need to,
goals.
right. No, if you notice next to that is the word honest. I need to be honest with
I
myself
love that you
and
said
get
that.
my ass down there in the gym and do it. I gotta
And
make that more of a priority.
well, let's say that this was a common question that I work with people of, how do I do that?
Yeah, how? How do you
Well,
do that?
let me take you through it. We didn't plan this either. Like, I'm going to pop this on you. So the first thing I would say is, what do you want? What do you want the end goal to look like? Like, what do you vision? Like, do you vision what you want to do down in that gym?
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Um, yeah, just getting healthier, feeling stronger really is what I want.
You've worked out before, right?
Oh yeah, for
How did you
sure.
feel when you were doing
Great. I mean, once you do it, then you feel better.
it?
It's the doing part that is,
Did you look in the mirror and flex and be like, wow, that's impressive that I did that?
no.
You didn't?
Well,
I did.
I mean, not recently.
But when you were
Not
working out, though,
yet.
but when you were working out and you
Yeah,
started
yeah,
seeing the
yeah.
results, you would look in the mirror and you'd be like, wow,
I
that's great.
I should do that now. I should look
Dopamine.
in the mirror and be like, holy shit, we gotta get down there. No, I'm just kidding.
True. I mean, well, we're
Well,
realistically
yeah,
sharing,
yeah.
we've been
I
busy
got a
too.
lot going on,
So the
but
first,
I gotta stop making
I
excuses.
was going
That's
to
what I'm
say,
saying.
once I establish, what your goal is, then it helps me understand better how to break down some steps to get there.
Right.
So I would say things like, what time are you able to get on, down in the gym?
Hmm.
And what about the obstacles that
That's
you'll face?
that because time is one of the obstacles, you know.
Now that exactly. So where would be a good time for you to break that out?
I really got to figure it out in my schedule. 'Cause, 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 'c
I'm a morning person and I know you're not. And we kind of have done that before where we will get in the ditch ourselves with
It,
this whole plan
it's
because we want
hard
to do it
to
together.
because I like staying up later. I'm up later getting some work done in the shop. So then I'm not gonna get up at 4 to work out before I get ready to go to work.
Yeah, you
So it's probably
definitely
gonna be right after work.
right after work works out good for you. And I've got to make sure
Exactly.
I don't have calls because if you guys didn't notice, I am determined to work out with them because it's nice to have somebody with you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Having a support
Yeah.
system, once again, no matter
So
what you're doing, support helps.
when you're working out, by the way, when you envision yourself working out, do you know like what you're going to wear? Do you know like how you're going to prepare for that? Are you going to eat something beforehand? Come in, start envisioning like what does that routine start looking like?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, well, I never even thought about that.
So when you vision,
I don't know. When I first get home from work, I should probably work out and then eat afterwards, I would think.
yeah,
But
well,
I don't like having a huge dinner.
I'm just
Something
throwing
else.
ideas out there for you to think about like what that looks like, what
Hmm.
that's going to feel like. And then start with those small, realistic goals. Like, I'm just going to go down there for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
once a day. And then you can increase that when you feel like that time is right. And
Yeah.
if
I'm
you
up to 2 minutes on the rebounder.
see what I mean, and can we get a new rebounder, by the way?
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
one's from literally 1980, and
I
I'm
know.
waiting for that to break.
Just to go right through it.
I don't
Yeah.
like, I like holding on to anything I can until the very last minute.
Yeah.
So once you get that going, then I would be asking you like, how good does it make you feel? And, don't forget to keep replaying like that moment of dopamine of, wow, I did it and I feel good, or crossing it off your list and
Yeah.
focus on one small thing at a time.
Love it.
The food is going to come with it because the more you work out, the more you're going to want to eat better and feel better. And then you'll be sleeping better.
Yeah.
And then boom,
Boom.
something happens. I didn't leave the house with food. I
Yeah.
missed my workout. It's
Right.
Friday night. My friends want to go out. I had a drink. I broke my resolution. And then next thing you know,
Yeah, definitely.
I'll start on Monday.
Yeah.
I am not going to have a case of the I'll start on Monday. I haven't had a case of that in over 12 years.
Yeah.
It was like we just learned to do. I did this for one day,
Hmm.
then it was like, oh, I can do the next day and the
Oh,
next
yeah.
day.
Yep.
We faced obstacles, but we had each other.
The first day was rough, but it was like, all right, it is only day one. We don't know what the hell we're
Because we
doing.
didn't know what we were
We're
doing.
gonna do this.
I was drinking juices. It was eating so much raw. I ate beets, which I never ate, but I was like, I'm going to get healthy and I'm going
Well,
to go
I
again at the
remember you put
100%.
it in a juice too, or a smoothie or something, and it was just like, that was too much beets.
There's me going 100% though.
Oh my God, I think I'm bleeding.
I thought I
You
was.
had a ton of beets. You're good.
I was like, take me to the emergency room. I just threw up all red. And remember, I almost had a panic attack. Remember all the panic
I
attacks I used
thought
to
I'm
have?
laughing now.
Then think about that. Like, look at all those changes. Like, I don't even get into panic attacks, anxiety,
Well, you get panic attacks when you get chest pains, like you,
just in general.
you know.
But everything changed. Pitfalls happen.
Mm.
Stuff happens. But
Yeah.
when you have a plan set up and a support system and knowledge and, the things I want to talk about, the 7 tips,
Hmm.
then well, it's just we get to see the results every week, and now that's my dopamine watching people. How much longer until we get to the Plantspiration Health Report? Because I
I
just
don't
looked over
know.
at that number, and I
10
am
minutes is,
literally
I know you
crapping
didn't
my
even notice
plants off.
earlier. I know. I know.
What?
Well, we'll get there in a little bit.
So,
We got some more to talk about. We got a couple of questions and
like I say on the highway to health, you get a flat tire. Do you get out and freaking pop the rest? I say that all the time in the group, and
I
they're like,
know.
"That's
Well, it's a
hilarious."
great
It's true.
thing. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the whole thing. People, oh, I'm gonna diet. I'm gonna do this, and then they have one crappy meal or something, and then it just blows. I screw it. I had that. I'm gonna, just go through this drive-through,
It
do something
happens.
else that they
I
shouldn't.
have stuff to say about that too.
Uh-huh.
Like we just resolved in that moment, I guess, when we made this transition.
Yeah.
There's nothing healthy at a drive-through. We
No.
knew that. We didn't even know to go no oil at the time, is what I want to say.
Right.
We didn't even go no oil. We just were doing what we were doing. And I think I just made that a rule in my head of no more fast food because nothing good is coming from it.
Yeah, well, like you just know deep fried fries and onion rings
You
and
can't lie to
stuff
yourself.
is just
Like you
not.
said right there, honest, the way that you put that down
Uh-huh.
for the working out. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm
From
telling you.
vision to view.
Heck yeah.
Oh
It
my
was it
gosh.
was fun. I
Up your
made it.
fiber. You can never have enough fiber. I love that you
You
did
like
that.
that?
I can't see the rest. This is
Some
the
sleep
year.
in your path just to be on it and
You got the Plantspiration, you got the
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing. Look at that. Plantspiration Unplugged. I see everything now.
I don't know, made it like a clock,
Change.
It's
It's
pretty cool.
all for, oh, I just noticed that.
What?
You may, I just noticed that you did it in a clock.
Are you serious?
So he's got two arrows, one at like 12 o'clock, the long needle on the clock,
Uh-huh.
and then the short one you have at
Short one is the
5 o'clock.
hour. Yeah, there you go.
And what do you have that one on?
It just happens to be on Evolve, but on each of the little
What you
arms.
hear right now is I'm blown away. This is not the guy married, but this is the guy married. This is what I mean. We get excited about making
Yeah,
these challenges or these different things that we would have never explored before. We were so close-minded of, I'm not doing that. I'm not
totally.
going vegan.
Did you see the arm of the clocks? The one, the hour says, "Don't miss out on the moments that move you." That's just a loaded
This
wow.
is really great
Seriously.
because the fact that you're even taking this in and you're so mindful and you're so self-aware because you've always done amazing at everything that you did. Like, first of all, right here,
Oh,
you
thank you.
know, amazing mechanical engineer. You started a business, you did these things. It's like you are honing in on not just that now. You're great at when you do stuff like that, but you're upping
Hmm.
it to this level of consciousness, this level of self-awareness, this level which has helped us grow so much as partners, parents,
Yeah. No,
friends,
totally.
business partners. Basically, we have a lot that we have to work on for the business too.
Yeah, definitely. It just doesn't happen.
Now I'm getting carried away. I'm just getting so
No, but it's
excited.
great. Anyways, I love
How did you like doing
I
this?
really like this vision board. I mean, I it's just awesome because it really puts it down and makes it real,
It's the first time we've done
you
this,
know?
and it was the first official time I physically did one, but I've journaled it, I've doodled it, I've done vision tools. I've done a lot of
Hmm.
visuals,
Hmm.
like what I envision Plantspiration to look like, or I have it written down from before I even trademarked it or
Oh
built the
yeah.
whole
Jeez.
business. The paper is actually really faded. Do you remember the post that I had on my mirror like for 100? It seemed like 100 years. The sun faded it.
Oh, did it? I don't
Um,
even recall. Like it's gone.
and I'm such a believer in the evidence behind manifesting and opening neural pathways and lifestyle medicine coaching is about behavior change.
Yeah.
It's it's what I do.
Yep.
It's what I do. And then I thought, well, why don't I put it to the test and make my own vision
I
board too?
love your
Like
vision board. It's great.
we're finally fixing up the house, which has
Yeah.
been something we've never done.
No,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
we've
do
painted,
some.
we've
Yeah,
done a
yeah.
little bit of projects, but
Normal
in
stuff.
general,
This is like we're going renovation
we
here.
do a lot of work at the house, and
Hmm.
it's important to me that
We need a new kitchen for our
we're
classes. Let's
getting
just get down to the nitty
we've been
gritty.
working so hard on this, by the way.
Hmm.
I just wanted to keep that visual so we don't lose track
I
while we're
have it
here.
too. I have a kitchen on
I
there.
can't believe it.
Yeah,
S-
a little renovation it says.
Families first, of course. I love my family. I
Hmm.
want always peace, happiness. We're always working through stuff. And I'm really grateful for that. We're working on getting better. More fabulous experiences. And of course, entrepreneur. Like that was
Yeah,
a new word for me in the
it
last,
was.
like I didn't have that down as a goal, entrepreneur.
No.
CEO entrepreneur, but now I started honing in a little bit more on how to work those visions, the Eat
Hmm.
Your Plants Off classes, the Plantspiration Unplugged, go to the top,
Yeah.
and of course my state of mind, being the best me, investing in myself. I mean, you can't take too much good care of yourself.
You know, and that's great. They're small but mighty.
I am small but mighty, and I'd like to do, we went for the first time on a vacation and I
Hmm.
really would like to explore some more. That was enjoyable. Like I said, I spent my whole life dieting, being unhealthy, being overweight, and believing that this was just as good as it was going to get.
Yeah.
It made me not want to travel. It made me not want to explore. It made me not have the self confidence that I do today. And I want this to help me inspire more people by sharing what, practicing what we teach. I'm
Definitely.
not saying I'm teaching you guys manifest or vision boards, just believing in yourself and
Believe
how
it.
to
Yeah,
take those steps. People were
exactly.
talking about how come resolutions don't work
Well, I'm
because
telling you.
there's not a breakdown of the steps to get there
Yes.
and the destination, like Clark Griswold. The vacation, he was going to get there no matter what. And I'll tell you what, this journey, not
Hmm.
just the whole weight loss, the losing the 100 pounds, keeping it off 12 years later is easy.
Yeah.
It was all these obstacles that I learned
It's just a lot.
personally, professionally. It was no smooth sailing.
No, and you can't see everything that's coming your way. I mean, you can anticipate rough patches, but it's hard to really,
Plan through them.
yeah,
You don't know when they're coming.
no.
But when you practice more stress management, it
Hmm.
allows you to navigate through those obstacles.
Definitely.
If you're listening, stop right now and pay attention to that.
Hmm.
Stress management, breathing, meditation, mindfulness, visualization, journaling, all these things vital for making these
Definitely.
changes.
Definitely.
And you say that because
Because I am now fully practicing what you teach.
I did not tell him to say that, by the way. I did not know you were going to say that. I thought you were just going to say that you've been,
Well, I've been applying it. I mean, it's what we're talking about. It's
yeah,
what you're laying out there for everybody, and one-on-one coaching and in the support groups, and I'm learning, I'm listening too.
it works.
But you really got to lay it down, put it out there,
Changing
visualize it, and stick to it.
changing behaviors that have been ingrained, one, okay, is
Hmm.
very hard to change.
Right.
Then you have a society
Hmm.
and people around you that are not as supportive of it
Yeah.
because they don't know about it or they're scared to do it or they don't know how to do it.
Hmm.
Changing behaviors and habits is not easy, but it can be done by breaking it down and having small steps and doing the visuals and
Yeah.
envisioning. Or I tell people a lot of times, and I'll tell you guys right now,
Hmm.
envision your success story.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Hmm.
And I thought about it every day. I thought about what it would look like, what it would feel like. Hey, I'm Stephanie, lost. I went through that scenario so many times, the vision.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
That it just happened.
Yeah. So any obstacles, I was like, whatever. I'm
It's
getting used to
awesome.
this now. But we just keep on going. Is this it? Oh,
Definitely. Yeah, I gotta check out my podcast thing here.
hold on. Now, will it record us still?
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah,
Oh,
Zoom.
Zoom will record. Okay. Hey, speaking of, perfect example.
Hold on. Let's have a little second here. Mhm. I just wanted to.
YouTube gets the real life version.
Yeah, they do. And you'll see on
Now,
YouTube.
wait, will that,
We're
speaking of
back. We're back.
the irony,
Yeah,
the
the switch was off for some reason.
flippin'
This
irony. We're talking
podcast is
about things not
plugged
going
into
right and
a,
obstacles.
yeah,
And what
and there we
happened?
are. I don't know, for some reason the podcast thing, microphones are plugged into a switched outlet and the switch was off.
I can barely hear you.
Now we're back. Now we're back.
There it is. Your microphone's a little low. We lost you.
Yeah, it doesn't even work.
Oh, really? Let me see.
Maybe now.
Oh, there it is.
Oh wow,
Okay.
there we are. Holy cow, what the heck?
Obstacle
Yeah,
averted.
definitely. We
So
got
everything just shut down
yeah,
in the
crazy.
middle of it. But
Lights out and
what did I just say? I'm used to it.
yeah.
Just keep going. Here we go.
That's right where we were, really, just talking about when stuff
Stuff goes
happens,
wrong.
just be, hey, let it roll off, because getting really worked up about something you can't do anything about is really,
You're definitely not the same when stuff like that happens. I'm just sitting
I
back
know.
watching, like, is he
Well,
going to
yeah.
lose it? No, you were like, oh, all
No.
All
I
right.
just live my life like there's a camera watching me, and
Well, it is. It
I'm
always
just
is.
kidding.
It's getting there.
No, it's just having a better outlook and realizing just wasted energy and definitely a negativeness of being crappy about shit I can't control.
12 years later.
I mean, I could have turned the switch on, but I
But you
didn't
didn't
know.
know how to, we didn't know about this 12 years ago. This is that evolving and learning how to
Mhm.
get better and being open-minded. And, you know, I just want to feel better. I don't want to stress out about too much stuff that
No,
we
right,
can't
right.
control. I don't want to be worked up about stuff that I can't
Hmm.
control. Like I tell people, what we feed ourselves mentally and physically, that's all you need to
I'm
control.
telling you, really, it is.
I got the tips. Tell me when I can get that. Oh, we're doing
Well,
the
yeah,
plants.
what I want to I want to get to the health report. Everybody's still crushing it with,
Goodness gracious.
reversing diseases
Numbers are
and
going down. I'm getting
getting off
texts.
medicines. Yeah, people are really crushing it. Yeah, I mean,
Blood
they're
sugar's going down. Like
yeah.
right now, everybody's on fire.
Hmm.
And if they're not on fire, they're listening to everybody because this
Hmm.
community is amazing.
Yeah.
And they're talking about it and they're getting everybody else like, you know what? I was in the ditch. My tire was flat. I popped all four of them now.
Yeah.
But this inspired me to get going.
Yeah.
And that's why this is so important.
Definitely, they're doing it.
I'm hyped up about all
When they
this.
show up on Saturday, they're already on their path to doing better.
I'm so hyped up about all of this.
It's
I can't
awesome.
calm down.
What I would like to share is we have some more totals coming in for weight poundage loss.
Since we started the podcast
Hmm.
9 weeks ago, this is
Yep.
our ninth episode. We started at collecting information. And
Right,
what is
right.
that number I'm seeing over there?
We're at 1,012 pounds. People have checked in that they've lost.
Where's the clapping?
I'm telling you, it's here. It's here.
For the love of kale, listen to that. 1,012 pounds.
Definitely.
You plantspiration slaying plant eating people. Thank you. That's inspiring.
That
Whoever's
is.
listening to this, eat more fruits and vegetables.
That's a lot.
Okay. Because that's how it all started for everybody. Every single person, I'm assuming, said, I'm not going to be able to do that, or I'm
Yeah.
not up for that,
How?
or
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go 100%. I hear it every day, all day long. And
Hmm.
look at that.
Look at that.
And
I'm
we
feeling
just
that's
started.
awesome.
We just started collecting this information.
Definitely. This is great. 1,012
So
pounds.
let's just
Wow.
give a recap.
Hmm.
Reversed heart disease, several diabetes, several heart disease, hypothyroid, Hashimoto's, Graves' disease, cholesterol, losing inches, getting rid of chronic pain or
Hmm.
reducing it significantly, improved angina, inflammation off the charts,
People are feeling
reducing inflammation
really
off the
good.
charts, eczema. We've had a
Hmm.
cancer in remission, and just so many medications are already off.
Hmm.
Lots of metformin, lots of insulin.
Right.
I'm not a doctor. I don't tell people to get off medication. That's not what I do
No.
is teach people how to make informed medical decisions, how to get healthy, and how to
Hmm.
talk to their doctor about
Yeah,
deprescribing.
that's a big thing,
If you're a
talking to their
doctor out
doctor.
there listening, we would love some help, a volunteer doctor to
Mhm.
help some of these people with this. This is my biggest problem at
Yeah, I mean,
Plantspiration.
we are doctor recommended. So we also
Those patients,
offer a
yeah,
code for doctors, right? To
yeah,
for their
they just have to
patients come
email.
in for a free month, and we'll make them a nice little code, and
Yeah,
it's
any
great.
doctors out there, team at plantspiration.org. We can set you up
Uh-huh.
with a code, do stuff like that. And by the way, the people who have the doctors that recommend them, their doctor is already lifestyle medicine,
Right.
doctor, or they're very knowledgeable about the evidence of preventing and reversing disease.
Yeah.
And doctors love when people are in here because that's what makes them nervous about deprescribing. Are they going to stop?
Right.
Are they going to go back to eating dairy and bringing their cholesterol up if they get them
Hmm.
off? So, like we're talking about, this isn't a resolution. This isn't just a diet. This is a lifestyle change, and one that we're loving teaching people how to do. And we
Definitely.
want you to do it with us. Like, if your diet isn't working and if you're doing this over and over and over again, maybe it's time to do something different.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is just like once you do it, you feel fantastic. We gotta share.
We got to share. And then if you're it's not reversing disease, or if it's not known to reverse disease, I mean, let's get this going. Heart disease is the leading killer. We're not talking about that enough. You're not going to see the commercials. Listen to me. The evidence
Hmm.
is out there. Don't just take my word for it. Heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, autoimmune, These chronic diseases are being significantly impacted, but
Hmm.
when we make diet and lifestyle changes, and that's what we do at Plantspiration is
Definitely.
take a lifestyle medicine approach. So it's not just the cooking classes. There's so much more, and we're going to get into that.
Hmm. Definitely. Maybe
What's
on a
next?
different
One
episode.
thousand twelve pounds.
Definitely. What I do, I get a question. I'd like to roll right into
Listen to this. Hold
questions.
on. Results typical
Yeah, right.
when you're following the 7 tips and you're doing what I'm saying.
Definitely.
What I've
It's
learned
working.
to, yeah,
We're just doing what you've learned, really, and
yeah.
what I'm learning that is true and works. I get a
I mean,
question
give
for
them
you.
the tips is what I mean. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bring it.
What was the aha moment when you knew this lifestyle was not just temporary, but a permanent change? This like rolls right into it. This is great.
When I got off my medications in like 2 weeks, that was when, like, I don't ever want to start taking them again.
Yeah, wow.
It was immediately, well, the first of all, it took a couple days for the inflammation in my hands to go down, and I was walking around a little bit better, and I noticed significant improvement in my pain.
Hmm.
And I was like, if I can walk and I can move my hands like this is a little bit different than getting off the medications and then the weight loss coming off so fast. I mean, I could go on and on. Next.
That was,
The aha moment was every single win that I had. I was like, aha, I'm going
yeah,
to keep this
we were
up.
celebrating them,
Yeah,
like,
you got to
and
celebrate the
not with
wins.
food.
100. I was celebrating it with high fiving
High
myself.
fives, yeah.
Man, give me some.
Or each other
Yeah,
because we were doing this as a group, as a
amazing.
community. We had our own little community as our family, and
That came during COVID. 2020 of March is when we started the Saturday support group, and all the classes went
hmm.
virtual, by the way. So 12 years in, 12 years ago, we started doing this ourselves.
Hmm.
2017 was when I said, we're going to start a business.
Yep,
And it took a couple years to trademark and it took a couple years to get it going. Back to
sure.
that same concept of if I would have expected 100 people to show up day one and have
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
lose 1,000 pounds, if I would have lived to that resolution, none of
You'd
this would have
already be,
happened.
yep, you'd be done doing this already.
Excited about it
Just
all.
amazing. Um, I got something here.
Sure.
Here, what do you wish you had known when you first went vegan?
All this information so I didn't doubt myself.
Yeah, wow. I think about that in the beginning. Just so many people coming at
It was the
us.
hardest part, the
It
self
was.
doubt. It was the hardest
Well,
part.
you got, family, friends, classmates, everybody.
Everybody
All of a
made
sudden,
me,
everybody's a nutrition expert and they just
and
know
I believed them
better.
all.
Well, we didn't
Because they
know
love,
yet.
yeah, they love me. And I thought, well, how do they know that this is so bad and I don't? Like I just watched
Yeah.
this one thing, and you're right, I did kind of run with it. What if I'm being derailed? What if I'm hurting myself? What if all these bad things are happening?
Hmm.
I had no, and then I would read the information and I would make a post about it, and then somebody would say something
Hmm.
negative, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm doing the. I had to second guess myself so much that I got annoyed and went and started
Yeah,
learning
that was
about it.
it. Like, that's it.
Aha
I'm
moment.
getting the education to be like, aha, I told you so.
And it has been nonstop education because once I started learning about this stuff, that was my aha moment of you're pretty smart and
Mhm.
I love this stuff. It's powerful.
Definitely. That rolls right into this last question here I'd like to share. How do you help others overcome self-doubt when it comes to making big lifestyle changes?
This is a great question.
It is. It's because it's there.
Do
That
you know what I'm going to
self-doubt is.
answer?
I don't, because wow. How do you help?
Self-doubt is
Hmm.
huge. And we've built it up over time from all the times this diet didn't work. Even if you've gone whole food, plant based a million times, that creeps in that self doubt and that stops you right there. There are steps to take from this, but it takes a little work. You have to visualize where you're going.
Hmm.
You know what? This is actually this is the perfect time for me to give the 7 tips.
Do it. I mean, let's wrap it up
This
and tell
is
them.
the 7 tips for the self doubt, how to crush this, stop making those resolutions, and start making these healthy behavior habits that stick and last for a lifetime. We've got to rewire our brain. And
Okay.
here's how it starts: eat your plants off is my number one tip. There is all the evidence in the world that proves eating fruits, greens, grain, legumes, vegetables, that stuff right there, eating your plants off, that makes you feel so good. You'll feel the results and want to go at it.
Hmm.
Go 100%. Just make a small plan, a small goal to take one day at a time of going 100%. because the little pierogi that you found in the store or the little yogurt that is an alternative or any of these packaged things, they're going to be out there and they're out there available to you every day. But if you go 100% and eat your plants off, you're going to already wake up tomorrow and feel great. What I mean by eat your plants off is this isn't a diet. This is going to be small. This is going to be large amounts, 3 to 5 pounds of food of low fat, whole food, plant based. That's what I mean by eat your plants off. And that's what we're teaching people every week how to do it. So
Okay.
that when your family or friends or your doctor is telling you otherwise, like you shouldn't have fruit or you shouldn't have potatoes,
Mm.
well, you're taking some nutrition classes that are going to empower you. So eat your plants off, number one, and go 100% so you feel the results. You want to talk about building your self confidence?
Hmm.
Day one, you're going to feel it and you're going to be proud of yourself. Quit searching. And what I mean by that is quit searching for the recipes and quit searching for that little bit of nugget that you think is going to make this happen.
Hmm.
You're going to make this happen. Come to class so you learn how to do it. We're not even going to be doing really recipes on Wednesday night. It's going to be how to use the most nutrient dense foods to crush it.
That's awesome.
Sometimes searching that analysis paralysis or all of that is just a distraction from actually taking action.
Yeah, it gets you, it gets in the way of making progress.
I'm not saying don't stop searching the evidence, but
Right.
if you're here, I'm going to let you know eating a low fat, whole food, plant based has been proven to prevent and reverse heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune, all
Hmm.
these things. You're going to hear from everybody at Plantspiration when you're in there how they've done it too.
Right.
The evidence is there. Stop searching for the nugget, start making a plan because
Hmm.
that's how you're going to empower yourself. Number four, empower yourself. Show up to the cooking, nutrition, education, and cooking classes. It's empowering when you learn how this works and what you're doing. Get in the group. Number five is seek support. Get in the group because that's just going to empower you even more.
Hmm.
And in the group, I'm doing daily challenges that do build self confidence, self efficacy. I mean, it's just teaching people how to create new healthy habits. So I have a daily challenge, which would go with empowering yourself and seeking support. And number six,
I can.
mistakes happen. What are you going to do when you get a flat tire? Are you
Hmm.
going to get out and stab all four of them and flatten them all out? Or are you going to get over it like Clark Griswold and Stephanie
That's
Ignafo
right.
and say, we're going to get
We're
to Wally
going.
World.
Yeah.
We're going to get to our destination. Think like that. Mistakes happen. Big deal. Keep going. Don't forget what your goal is and have a plan when the mistake happened. Look at the
Definitely.
mistake as a lesson to learn something. Quit beating yourself up.
Right.
Instead of that, just, well, what could I do differently?
I mean, that's just great.
That's
That's great.
and the number seven, which could be number one. Find joy.
Yeah.
Find your purpose.
Yeah.
I'll just have a side note here of what isn't going to bring you joy. The news, negative people,
Hmm.
unhealthy environments.
Negative thinking, negative posting, just a lot of things.
Oh, the negative posting.
Uh,
I mean, people think posting something political or something negative is going to make them feel better somehow.
just anything. Oh, I stubbed my toe this morning.
It's
Like,
not going to really
that's
help.
not going to make the
I
pain
mean,
go
we all
away.
need empathy and we
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
need love. So there's that. But I always like to say what you put out is what you get back in
Yeah.
terms of
Yeah.
like positivity. If my day, every day doesn't go great.
No.
I'm not going to talk about it. I don't have time for that. I want to say something like, it's going to be an awesome day. And then somebody's like, you have an awesome day. And then
Yeah.
dopamine goes off.
Yep.
So find your joy. What brings you joy right now?
Hmm.
What brings you joy? Do you like doing puzzles? Do you like gardening? Do you like listening to music? Do you like dancing? That takes work to go back and focus on your joy. My joy is not dieting for
No.
12 years. My joy is teaching people how to feel good. My joy is talking more than John. Not really.
My joy is living happier, healthier. That's
Look
really
at what
what
we've
it does.
done and what we're thinking about doing because
Hmm.
we aren't getting sicker, fortunately.
No doubt.
We're changing the way that we think and that we learn to be more mindful of
Certainly.
when
I
things
was
go wrong.
all, I mean, honestly, I was angry. I was angry, like at a lot of things.
I
And
thought
just
that was just how
with
this
the
was going to go.
food and with
Yeah,
everything has just changed everything. I
it
mean, I just
matters.
feel better inside and I can make the outside better. Like my vision of everything is better.
And we're just going with evidence.
Yeah.
We're not writing the research. We're just
No.
reading it and we're applying it and we're coming together to teach people how to
Hmm.
do this. It works, it matters, and so many people don't give up. 1,000 pounds, that's
Hmm.
not even 10 maybe 10%
Yeah.
of
People
that
checking in.
Plantspiration checking in.
Hmm.
It's impressive. And everywhere I look, people are talking about health and talking about health and talking about health. And I don't see many people watching a group of people actually doing it
Doing it.
together.
Yeah,
And it's not for
exactly.
21 days
No,
or
no.
30 or 40, which all of those things work. I'm not dissing it. But this is where we teach you that it lasts.
Yeah, this is you maintain it.
And we have a lifetime, we're really rolling out the lifetime membership.
Yeah, we
You
are.
know, you reach your goals. We want you to stay with us and be the inspiration the world needs to see. That's just what we do. We volunteer our time
Definitely.
so you have more time.
That's right.
And we thought we'd get in here and get unplugged about stuff and inspire the plants off of you.
Definitely. So
Is this our wrap up time, our
I think
outro?
so because I'm telling you,
Thank you.
this was great.
Can you
Thank
believe it?
you,
Everybody's
everybody.
sitting here. You saw the numbers of the podcast.
I know.
Thousands,
I know.
thousands.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you, guys.
We
Yeah.
want to inspire more people to embrace a whole food, plant based, a healthy
Hmm.
way, not just for human health. Like I said, we've got millions of people eating themselves to death, billions of animals being slaughtered for no reason, and we've got a planet that's on fire. You know, you can make excuses not to do it,
Hmm.
or you can make excuses why you should do it.
Yeah,
We think you should join Plantspiration too, by the way. It's an awesome place. People are really coming together and supporting one another and learning how to break their goals into small steps to
definitely.
achieve success.
I mean, everybody's crushing it and you can too.
We hope you've been inspired by today's episode. Thank you guys so much for taking some time to sit with us, to walk with us, to drink
Hmm.
your water with us, and to write down what your plan is this week for crushing it. If you're not sure, don't forget to get into our classes or
Yeah.
individual classes where we're reaching and teaching people how to eat a low-fat, whole food, plant-based diet and lifestyle the rest of the weekend in here. We just want to keep inspiring you guys to do
Heck
whatever it
yeah.
is that you love. Thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here with us
Like,
today. Happy New
subscribe.
Year.
Love you guys.
Have a great day.
Heck yeah.
Eat your plants off.
Yeah.
Woo!